always an element of over-panicking with games like the Andorra one yesterday. Oh, the performance wasn't great. He's not really got us playing proper football, based on what he'd said and this, that, the other. You should be winning that game 4-5-0. But I don't think anyone understands just how difficult international football is. It's a first experience for Tuchel. We're missing a lot of those players as well. And on top of that, the thing that Southgate doesn't get credit enough with is the unity that he created in that England team. I've been very fortunate to follow England away for many years. I didn't go yesterday, and I'm glad I didn't go. It's one of the first home games I've missed in forever. I was out in Russia. I was at the Euros in 2021. I was at the Euros out in Germany. But, that's not the point. The point is Southgate's done so much for this team and always gets tarnished with bad football. And I know we rode our luck last year, but the point is games like the Andorra one yesterday, it's so hard to motivate the players, I can imagine. And that's no disrespect to Andorra, but when there is such a disparity in quality between the two teams, I can imagine it's hard to get them up for it. And I'm not using this as you don't know what you've got until it's gone scenario with Southgate, because he left at the right time. He did, it got really toxic amongst the fans, being in the stands and hearing that other fans had thrown like cups at him and stuff. So toxic and so horrible. And it got horrible in the media. The media claimed they'd never seen a squad as unprepared for that tournament as they were. And I know we rode our luck, but we still made that final. And maybe we should have won that final in 2021. But the point is, the man elevated that team a lot. And I feel like with him, it's only going to be post his career that he's really going to get appreciated for getting as much out of that team as he did. I know we're missing a lot of attacking players specifically, but one thing that Tuchel has got right is calling up the likes of Anderson, who's been long overdue getting in that team. I'm so certain this guy needs to be on that plane next year, not just because of his performance yesterday, because of how good a player he is for Forest. Again, he's so good at breaking up play, so good at bringing play forwards. He's everything that England's midfield needs, even if he's not starting. The point is, Tuchel was brought in to win that tournament next year, and I don't actually think we're going to win the tournament, but at the same time, I have an element that believes, because otherwise I wouldn't be going out there next year. At the end of the day, he's got no experience in international football. This is such an alien concept for him. If you brought him in a week before the tournament started, he might actually still do a job, because he is a cup-winning manager. He did it with PSG. He did it with Chelsea. He's so good at that, and that is why he's brought in him. It's an experiment for everyone, for England, for Tuchel as well, and I don't think there's anything to particularly worry about based on these games. It does always make me laugh when people go, oh, well, look at the team that Southgate had. He should have won something. I agree if you're basing it on paper, but, you saw over the years all these experiments that England had, Sven and Capello. These were managers at the top of their game that couldn't do it. Southgate took us further than any of them could, and, there's no knowing what Tuchel's going to do next year. I think that it probably is a really good chance in terms of other teams being weak. I don't think France are at the top of their game. I don't think Spain particularly, but post-Euros maybe at the top of the game. I think it's a fantastic opportunity based on Argentina and Brazil, two, mammoth sides anyway. It's a big opportunity next year, but I'm not basing Tuchel on it now, because qualifying games are actually really hard to motivate the players up for. When it's stop-start throughout the season, I can imagine as well.